Studying in university is difficult, but there are a few MacBook hacks and apps that I use to increase my efficiency that help me achieve a distinction in medical school, and I'm going to share them with you. During medical school, I didn't have a monitor. In fact, I still don't have a monitor. Someone sponsor me. Plus, I like going to the library anyway for the environment. So even if I wanted to take that monitor, I couldn't. But I still needed that extra screen real estate to watch my lectures on one side, pull up my notes on another, search on Google on the other side. So it was a bit difficult to do it all in one screen. But luckily, what I did have was my iPad. Now, you may not already know this, but you can actually extend your laptop screen onto your iPad without having any cables. And it's something called Sidecar. Basically acts like a mini monitor for me, which was sick. But if you want to take this to the next level, you can use something called universal control, which basically allows you to keep your iPad as an iPad, but you can then use your MacBook's trackpad and the keyboard or an external one and use it on both devices. And the reason you might want to do this is maybe you like the iPad version of an app and want to retain that finger input on your iPad, and then occasionally you want to be able to type and use your cursor or maybe copy stuff over from the iPad. You can do that. Next up is an app that I use all the time to resize my windows and split screen. Mac does have an inbuilt version, but it's not very good, especially compared to the Windows version. So when I moved over from Windows 2 years ago, I really missed this feature. Luckily, there's this free app called Rectangle that basically allows you to quickly resize your windows and throw them on one side of the screen or the other. You don't have to go the long-winded route. You guys all know about AirDrop. You can quickly send files from one Apple device to another, but what if you got an Android phone and a MacBook? Well, what do you do then? I was in this predicament for the past 2 years. I've now switched to an iPhone. Maybe you just want to send over a couple quick photos and you don't want to use WhatsApp or Facebook Messenger, which degrades the quality. We have this file transfer app which works sometimes it doesn't. And I know for a fact it's not an Android issue, it's definitely an Apple issue, but it is what it is. Android actually has a feature just like AirDrop, which allows you to send files from an Android phone to an Android phone or from Android to Windows. And it's called Nearby Share. And it's pretty slick. So you've got AirDrop and you've got Nearby Share, and they work great, but they don't communicate. Well, your boys found an app that makes them communicate. That's right, it's called Neardrop. Neardrop isn't available in the App Store, so download it at your own risk. I've got it myself and I was using it. I don't now because I don't need to. It allows you to send your photos using the native file sharing systems in each device. It only works one way though, so from Android phone to your MacBook. Sometimes though, it doesn't always work. It's not too reliable, but when it does work, it is rapid. But what if you don't want to download any apps or it's just not working? Well, what do you do in that case? I've got 2 apps for you that you can use. One of them is called Snapdrop. Just go to snapdrop.net on both devices and then your device will appear and then you can send files over. They allow you to see any device on the same Wi-Fi network, and if that doesn't work, then use the other one I mentioned, which is ShareDrop. Next up isn't a MacBook hack, but it is definitely something I wish I had when I was at university studying for my finals. I remember getting the infamous Pret subscription and then banging out 3 coffees a day so that I can grind. As you guys may know, that's not very healthy. That is why when I started my work as a doctor, working these tough long hours, I made sure I don't have more than 1 coffee a day. My next tip is in how to quickly take screenshots and screen recordings, and this is especially useful for those online lectures. You might already know that pressing Command-Shift 5 allows you to bring up this menu where then you can choose if you want to capture X screenshot, you want to capture the whole screen, maybe you want to screen record, maybe you don't want to capture any audio. Just play around, all the settings are there. There's also something else you can do. So you can do Command-Shift 3 to QuickTime take that screenshot. And that's really helpful when that lecturer is whizzing through slides. Next up is a trick to combine multiple photos into PDFs, which you might want to then import into a note-taking app like GoodNotes or Notability. Let me know if you guys want to see a little comparison video like I did a couple years ago. If you ever want to copy one item and then realize, oh, actually I need that thing I copied 20 items ago, lots of frustration. So I've got a solution for you. There's an app called CopyClip that basically allows you to manage all of your copied content in one small little place. It can remember like 20 things, which is mad. It's like a one-size clipboard for your copied item. You might know that Macs work really well with iPads, especially for their productivity. So it might be worth just in general getting an iPad, even if it's the budget one. So now you got an iPad, well, now you need a screen protector, right? Well, which one are you gonna get? There's one on the market that's very popular called Paperlike. I had to put it through its paces. I got out on the street, got some random students, blindfolded them to test it out to make sure it's worth the money. And so if you wanna watch that video, it's over here.